Next is The Dying Robins of Michigan State University by Laura Abraczinskas. Hopefully I said it somewhat right.
All right, thank you. And I have this clunky, thing here. All right. So I'm from Michigan State University. I'm collections manager for vertebrate specimens, and I just wanted to present on 4 of our specimens. Actually, there's 5, but we have 4 in the photo. So among the specimens preserved in the MSU Museum, there are 5 study skins of American robins and also several skeletons that were collected by MSU ornithologist Dr. George Wallace and his students in the 1950s and 1960s. And again, 4 are just pictured in the photo. During that time, Dr. Wallace was documenting a disturbing scene on the campus. There were dead and dying robins just everywhere, lying in the grass. And students and faculty reported tremoring of the birds, or they were found dead. And Professor Wallace noted that from 1955, the die-off of robins continued each spring until by the summer of 1958, there was elimination of robins from the main campus and the surrounding parts of the city of East Lansing, the nearby city area. Dr. Wallace also noticed the decline of robins. He noted that the decline was dramatic, conclusive, and could not be ignored. And populations of other bird species had declined as well. The deaths of the birds were linked to the pesticide DDT. This is an organic compound described as a miracle insecticide. It was used extensively at the time. It was used at Michigan State University on campus and also in the surrounding area and elsewhere in the country. At Michigan State and East Lansing, it was used to kill mosquitoes and also elm bark beetles, which are species of beetles believed to spread the fungus that causes Dutch elm disease. And in 1954, Michigan State University began a spray program for Dutch elm disease. So trees were sprayed with a rotomist sprayer machine that sprayed the leaves. And then later in the city, there was aerial spraying with airplanes that sprayed DDT for mosquito control, and that was in the surrounding area. So the dying birds were found exhibiting symptoms associated with DDT poisoning. These symptoms include loss of balance, tremoring of the wings and tail, convulsions, gaping, and death. Often they were found on their backs with the wings stiffly extended and their feet up in the air. Hundreds of dead birds were picked up on our campus. They were found tremoring, or they died just in front of the students and Dr. Wallace and the other faculty who were collecting them. On the specimen tags that you can read, if you can read them, you might be able to pick out the word tremors. The bottom bird, I think it says found with tremors. Died with tremors is the next bird up. The third bird up was actually used as a control, so it was just collected from a non-sprayed area, an area that was not sprayed for DDT. And the upper one also references tremors. So Dr. Wallace's reports were described by Rachel Carson in her Cornerstone 1962 book entitled Silent Spring. They are mentioned in chapter 8, which is entitled No Birds Sing. Beginning in 1958, through the publication of this book, and then afterward until just shortly before Rachel Carson passed away, Dr. Wallace and Rachel Carson exchanged 28 letters, and those are at MSU, and also there's a set at the Beinecke. I'm just going to read one opening line from one of the letters. So this is from George Wallace to Rachel Carson in October of 1958. I'm happy to learn that you are writing a book on insecticides. It's something that needs doing badly, and I hope you will do a good job. And in spite of the unfortunate lack of really conclusive data, it needs doing now. 20 years from now, when we have more complete information, that will be 30 years too late. There are other robins like this in other collections, I believe. If you do a search on BirdNet and look up tremors or DDT, you can see a few of the other museums that have robin specimens from their communities. Actually, some of those are Michigan specimens. And to me, these specimens are significant, not only for their role in documenting what was happening locally on our campus, but also for their connection to the greater national and international environmental movement that was kind of launched by the book Silent Spring. And for me, it's an honor to be a caretaker of these specimens as collection manager and be part of the chain of stewardship for them and their preservation. Thank you.